sorted, and you'll find your team members on your same coaches. Okay? But just in case you need to know who your team members are, there's a coordinator from our side next to each coach who has the list of names of the people in your teams. Apart from that, as I mentioned in the briefing, you all have a pack just like this, different colors, which isn't a problem. And in it, you have a digital camera or a tape camera. We have two types. But within the booklet, you have written how to operate the camera you have respectively. So if you have a digital camera, you're not going to have the manual for the other camera and vice versa. Okay? You also have a clapperboard, which is this thing here. Now, this I'm going to stress on it very much. The important thing is that when you're going to start a scene being a take of one of the films, Sander will correct me if I'm saying this wrongly, you will be writing down, for example, it's going to be the first scene of your film, advert, and it's going to be take one. Okay? You're going to put this in front of the camera, start recording this, and then move on to what you will be filming. Okay? When you finish filming whatever you want to finish filming, make sure you just hold it there for 2 or 3 seconds. Reason being, this would make our life easier at the end to edit it, and maybe also include some effects which you would like to have included in your advert. Okay? If there's anything you would like, technical, let's say you want it black and white, you want it fast forward, slow motion, you want it to go reverse, whatever, make sure you write it down in the booklet you have, in English, and legible English, please. Okay? Each team will have a book just like this. You have, as I said, place to write down what the characters are. We already have all the names for the credits. If all of you are taking part, don't worry, just write everyone is taking part. We have the list of your team. You also have a bit of history of Valletta, contact numbers, which are Danica's and David's. Those are your contact people just in case you're lost in Valletta. Please make sure you don't tell me you're in front of a church. There are 7 in Valletta, right? It's easier to tell us this I'm in front of this shop than tell us I'm in front of a church. Okay? Also, as I said in the briefing, if you need anything, there's going to be one of our coordinators at the drop-off zone. So just make your way back there. We'll sort the issue and you can continue filming. Valletta as a whole, it's not a big space. Okay? So to run from one end to the other would not take you more than 20 minutes. Actually, running will take you less. Okay? Also, I advise you to plan your route. You have a number of venues which you can visit. All roads are, you can film in all the roads, you can film in all the public gardens. Okay? You have everything written in the booklet. At the back, you also have what we call the filming information sheets. I don't know if you've ever seen any documentary. These are the sheets where you do a quick sketch and what's happening within the scene. Okay? That is for us to know, to visualize what you filmed. So we would know what you want where. Okay? You have a number of sheets to fill them in accordingly. It is important, as I said in both briefings, that by 4:30 you're at your drop-off zone. Depending on your drop-off zone, it's going to be marked on the map. This happened to be an MCC one. You have drop-off pickup point marked on your map. Be there by 4:30. Okay? As I said, if any of you would like to focus on the filming and you manage to film it in the first hour, the rest of the time is free time for you. But please stick to the time and arrive back at your drop-off point by not later than 4:30. Are there any questions?
The coordinator, are they aware of mission or questions about the mission?
Well, you have everything written in the book. I explained to you already everything. But if you have any questions while you're going there, each coordinator knows what's going to happen, so you can ask them questions. Okay?
If I can add something, just for information, we are 36 teams, okay? And as Nick said, we have 3 people on each coach, 3 teams on each coach. And we are dropping off you in different places of Valletta. First of all, not to meet, you will meet, because Valletta is not a huge 400 or 500 people, but it's very important that you gather your team and walk back to your drop-off zone. Because you might be taking someone else's coach, and we don't need to risk that someone else is left in Valletta without his coach. So it's very important to convince your team, obviously lead your team, that's why you're leaders, that if it's in front of the Fenicia Hotel, you need to go back to Fenicia Hotel. Not because we're late, we're going to stay having another beer, and we don't walk the way back. It is very, very important for us because it's very difficult to run in Valletta with my car and coordinate this. So please, I appreciate your support.
And 15 people in his car is going to be a tight squeeze. Okay? So, are there any other questions?
Yeah. It's maybe a stupid question, but what are we looking for here? I mean, is it like TV ads? Is it like documentary? I mean, what do
The creation is up to you. But
we do whatever we want
yes,
Yeah.
but it has to
with
be.
no restriction.
Basically,
No.
the messages tomorrow on BBC channel, there are no any restrictions for online gambling.
It's written in the
You
book.
can do whatever you want. Everything is legal, and you eat.
Try not to kill the dog.
Everything is legal. So if we're going there, please let's not go to.
Your clip will be shown in the big time.
And-
So, I don't know if you inform everyone all the results. We will see during the gala dinner tonight.
Tonight. That will
So
be
all
shown,
the
will be shown
films
tonight.
will be shown to everyone.
What,
tonight.
every film?
Or
Edited,
1 minute.
edited 1 minute.
finished.
1 minute per group. So, per
So there's going to be like 40 minutes of
40
video.
minutes, yes. So
During
we're
beer
gonna
time.
pick.
During beer time.
We're gonna pick the best minute from the material you recorded, and we're gonna show this to everyone tonight.
So
And it has to be about, well, we have our individual missions, or it's all
No,
the same
it's
missions.
an advert for the company.
Okay.
I can
But you can do whatever you want. It
just-
can be a product, it can be a company.
Yes. Just for information, we've done it. We've done this a lot. We had people stopping a yacht, going onto the yacht and filming also with things of the company on the yacht. So it's totally up to your creativity. If you manage to convince someone on a boat and you'll go on the boat, it's up to you. You have that time. You can film it in a church. You can film wherever you want. That's why it's important that we have the scenes, so it helps us in anything. We only have 2 hours to edit all of the things, which is quite a tight time. So we need your support in that. But it's totally up to your creativity, within legal limits, obviously. Okay?
I'd like to get one minute for each.
It's 1 minute film.
Sorry?
Get 1 minute available for each. How much?
How
Well,
much?
try and don't film more than 10 minutes. Because you have to keep in mind that each footage you will take, we have to pop onto the computer and work on. Okay? So if there's anything you're not happy with, especially on the tape cameras, don't stay rewinding, reshoot it. That's why I have the clipboard. Just take 2 and reshoot it. You might view whatever you filmed, but with the tape cameras, there might be a case where you might overwrite something you're already happy with. So I advise, if you have a doubt, reshoot. Okay? Slate it, write take 2, and do it again. Okay?
Also, please make sure that the camera is recording. Okay? It's very important. We're smiling now, but a couple of occasions we had to create something ourselves to make sure we show a video in the evening. So please make sure that there is the recorded button pressed. Okay? We're smiling, but tonight we're going to smile a lot, because I'm sure that someone will not do it. So, thanks. And
Okay?
you guys-
Any other? I won't keep you any longer.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to show you quickly on a camera. This is the digital one, all right? Basically, this is the easier camera to use, all right? So basically, once you open, it will go on. Unlike the other camera where you have to switch it on. But the coordinators will show you on the coaches. Or we'll grab one quickly. Big camera. Okay, so basically, you have a record button, very simple. So let's say Sander is going to be taking part in something. We slide down scene 1, take 1,
Team number.
team number.
Scene. As soon as you get that booklet, you're gonna get those different boxes, okay? Which we call storyboard normally. So once you decide the story, just place one shot after the other, how it should look over the booklet. So you have 1, 2, 3, right after the other. That number goes here, which is the scene number. Just goes 1. It doesn't need to be in order. You can film 3, then film 2, 1, as long as you have the number over here, okay? The take, if it's the first time you're doing it, it's take 1. You do it again, you put down 2, 3, keep going. Hopefully it stays the 2, okay? And this you don't need at all.
And that's all basic.
And the
And your
team
team
up
number
here.
on the top.
What is really important is before you actually press the record button, you have someone holding the slate for you.
You press record.
Because for us editing it, what we're gonna see first is this clip over here. So it's very important that we know what we're about to edit, okay? So we see this, we say, okay, this is take one. If we then see take two, we say, okay, take one is not good, we take two. Okay? That's why it's important. Once you're rolling,
You start recording. Okay, so let's imagine it's recording.
This
So
goes off.
that goes away, and the scene starts. Okay? They start fighting, they start jumping, they start running after each other, they start eating an ice cream competition between them. It's entirely up to you. The only limitation is your imagination. Okay?
and it's very important that you, as you said
Then when you
before,
finish-
keep rolling for at least 3 seconds, okay? Just count to 3 and keep going, and then stop.
So you're happy with it? You count 1, 2, 3, and switch it off. And that's it. All right? Now, the difference between the other camera and this one, just in case you happen to have this camera, which is a tape camera, not a digital one, the difference is make sure that the front is open for this type of camera, because it has a tendency of being closed. Okay? If whatever you see is in grayscale, it means that the night shooting is on. Just switch it off, all right? You open the sides, and just by pressing the small green button, you twist it once, and it should do that ping noise. Okay? The tape is 60 minutes long. Try not to use it all. All right? Once again, you press record, you have a small record. Make sure that during your recording, you all have a small record on top. As David said earlier, we had cases where they filmed everything in between. And that is a problem for us.
One last thing, if you're talking, and it's important that you hear what you're saying, it's very important that you try and choose quiet locations. Because otherwise, if there are people digging or something like that, those type of cameras, they'll pick up everything.
Because they
So it's
have
very tough for us to
an
deal
embedded
with.
microphone. Okay? I won't keep you any longer because you're looking at me as if I was a hamburger. So we'll meet you at 1.